GRABB stands for Grammar Big Book. GRABB Your Tenses focuses mainly on the basic tenses. On top of this kit, we have a mini whiteboard for the teachers or students to write their own sentence. There are also some label cards and a set of word cards provided in this kit. Next, a board and a timeline of the tenses: past tense, present tense, and future tense. GRABB also comes with waterfall cards for each tenses. QR code of the manual guide for this kit, and another QR code for the quiz. In presentation stage, teacher can move the boy just by sliding him when explaining about the timeline of the tenses. These waterfall cards display the keywords for each tenses. For example, the keywords for present tense are today, now, every, often, and always. In practice stage, students can choose and paste the word cards accordingly, guided by the colors. For instance, keywords are in red, green for the verbs, and so on. This is a user-friendly teaching and learning kit. As it is portable and comes with a string, we can carry it anywhere easily.
Do you still remember when we were in primary school? Learning English is not really fun, especially when it comes to grammar, as we need to remember everything and we need to learn the sentence structure very well. So, Grammar Big Book, GRABB Your Tenses, is a teaching tool that being created to help these students to overcome these problems. So, our team consists of 4 members, which are Ahmad, Akmal, Haikal, ATIQAH, which is me, NURFADHILAH, and last but not least, ASMENA. We are from Institute Pendidikan Guru, IPG Kampus, Dato Razali, Ismail. So how we came up with this idea? Before this, we conducted a test for year 5 students in a school in Kuala Terengganu, but the results were not really satisfying. This is quite wrong for us because they already learned basic grammar when they were in year 3. So how these problems happen? First, lack of effective grammar teaching resources. As you can see, in 21st century, the student needs something that they can learn by using their 5 senses. Second, the difficulty of the student to understand the concept of tenses. This is really true because grammar requires a lot of formula, so they need a thing that they need to learn grammar in a very easy way. Last, grammar can be a dry, dull, boring subject for some students. I'm afraid that I really agree to this. This is because we need to create a teaching tool that can make the grammar can be learned in a very fun way and easy way. So I introduce you our grammar big book, GRABB Your Tenses. So the first mini whiteboard, the mini whiteboard is to be used for the teacher to write the example. Second, the word cards. The students can choose either the best way and can be attached at the blank space. So timeline to indicate the time, the past, present, and the future. And waterfall cards is really fun because it's quite colorful and interesting. And last but not least, the QR code for the teacher to assess the students. And the student can access it every time and everywhere. So what are so special about our GRABB? First, it is an interactive learning experience. Of course, the student can discuss with one another about the answer and play the waterfall cards. And it is an incorporate technology. Yes, the QR code is a technology that can be used for the student so that they can complete the quiz everywhere and anytime that they want. It is hands-on activities. The teacher can encourage the students to attach the answer by themselves and play with the keywords by themselves. And of course, it is the crucial part. GRABB is a fun teaching method because they can use the grammar big book by themselves, and it is very colorful and they can use their five senses to explore the knowledge. So as you can see, the intervention that we conducted in Sekolah Kebangsaan Tengku Variah, so we can see that there are improvement before and after they use the GRABB. So GRABB Your Tenses is only 29 ringgit and 90 cents, not more than 50 ringgit. As you can find, the grammar kit online, there are more than 100. But we can just create a grammar tool in a very cheap and fun way. So it is worth to use GRABB Your Tenses and everyone can use it.
So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Next is how is this grammar big book or grab your tenses are useful for our targeted group. So firstly, our targeted groups are Special Education Integrated Program or SEIP, schools in rural areas, tuition centers, home tutors and also teachers. So the first one that I would like to focus is the SEIP, or in Malay we call it as PPKI or Program Pendidikan Khas Integrasi. So this integrated program is where mainstream pupils and the special needs students are combined into one classroom. So they sit together, they learn together in one classroom. Here, this GRABB Your Tenses will help the teachers to enhance their students' knowledge in a better way, because it is an interactive innovation where we believe it can attract the special needs students along with the mainstream students to learn in a fun way. They can touch here and there, they can use the waterfall cards, they can create sentences and so on this very product. So the second one is useful for schools in rural areas. As we all know, majority of the rural area schools are lack of technologies such as LCDs and computers. Not to mention in the rural areas only, even in the urban areas, urban schools, the lack of facilities issues are still occurring. So this innovation will help to ease the teachers to overcome these problems and create a fun and interactive learning environment in the classroom. So next is our significant outreach, which is schools with low achievement in English language subject, specifically in Terengganu State. So we have identified JPNT or Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Terengganu as our targeted partner in promoting the use of GRABB Your Tenses. Why Negeri Terengganu? Why the state of Terengganu? Because we have developed this innovation in Terengganu and it is easier for us to do, to carry out interventions, to carry out tests, and so on, to know the outcomes of this innovation. So earlier I have said that we are focusing on low achievement in English, and I've said that focusing on rural or urban areas. So we can link with the Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Terengganu to identify schools with low achievement in English language subject, specifically in rural and urban areas. Maybe JPNT can recommend us which schools have low achievement in English language, which schools that are in rural areas. For example, in Terengganu, we have Kuala Berang, we have Hulu Terengganu, and so on. Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Terengganu will help us to identify these schools. So next is the sustainability. In order to commercialize our product, our innovation, we have identified our potential business partner and our potential resource supplier. So our potential business partner for this, to commercialize this innovation, would be the Syarikat Muda Osman Bookstore or SMO Bookstore, where, as we all know, this bookstore is an established bookstore and stationery store, and we find it is suitable for us to commercialize this innovation. On the other hand, Hati Bumi can supply us with resources that we need, such as infraboard, such as Manila cards, mounting boards, and so on, to create more on this innovation. So, ladies and gentlemen, for further planning, we are still in the middle of developing GRABB Digital, Grammar Big Book Digital. Today, you can see the realia or the product of the innovation. Here on this screen, you can see the future of GRABB Your Tenses. Another planning is to reach out to the community, to reach out more to the community, to reach out further to the community so that everyone has access to education. Furthermore, we believe that grammar is the basic of every languages. So we have planned to create GRABB application which will be available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store soon, inshallah. So, ladies and gentlemen, just imagine our future generations, our students, our children, our sons, our daughters, learn English in an interactive and better way and having a fun and learning experience. This will ensure that they will create a schemata in their mind so that they know grammar, specifically tenses, better. They can learn, they can create a fun learning experience better with this innovation. There are over 2 million peoples, 2 million students in Malaysia, and this innovation for sure will help them to understand English better. This is why, on the first place, we came out with this idea of GRABB Your Tenses. So, that is all from us, GRABB Your Tenses team. With that, we thank you.